My name is Elisa Griffith, and I'm a makeup artist here in Ardmore, Oklahoma. I'm actually originally from Italy. I came here 13 years ago, and I was already doing makeup over there. But then I came here and I decided, because obviously when I moved here, I lost all my clients. So I decided, oh, let's open a business here. And so I did, and it was a great success. And I've been doing makeup since since I was 20, so 17 years. So that tells you how old I am. So don't count. No, I'm just joking. I have 4 kids, and I do this mainly, I would say part-time / full-time, just because, I have to take care of my family too. But this gives me extra, money so I can help my husband. But it's also a passion. Not only am I a makeup artist, but I'm also a face painter and a body painter. So anything that has to do with makeup, I really love it. I've been doing that for 10 years, the face painting and the body painting. So it's really awesome. We have a wonderful model tonight. She's also my friend and my client. Her name is Morgan. And she's so beautiful already. She doesn't need all the makeup, but she's gonna be my model tonight. The reason why I chose to, so a few years ago, I taught a class where I was doing face painting. The reason why I'm doing makeup tonight is because whenever this, the COVID started, I was able to still continue to do weddings and photo shoots and makeup for, like, for example, senior picture. She's a senior this year, so she graduated, woo-hoo! Even through all of this crazy times, right? So I was able to still continue my business, and that was really, it meant a lot for me because, all of my events for the face painting moved to next year, which is fine. I'm okay with that, but I lost a lot of income. But I wanna show you guys, kind of give you what I would do when I do somebody's makeup, so that you kind of have an idea. And if you get inspired, maybe you can also start doing that, learning how to do the makeup and stuff, the beauty makeup. I'm always here. Also, you can talk to Kelly and reach out to her and see if you want to get in contact with me. I'm always here to teach people how to, like, improve and learn new skills. So I like to do that. So anyway, that's why I want to teach makeup tonight, because I feel that this is something that's never going to go away. People are still getting married. People are still, getting pictures. And that wasn't like life-saving for me because I was able to continue to work. So that was awesome. Hopefully the face painting recaps whenever this is all over, because I have a lot of events and I miss the kids, working with kids. I really like that. So, but anyway, so let's say Morgan comes and she said, I just want a makeover, right? Because I did her makeup when it was like a week ago. Yeah, for graduation. And she came and she said, I just want something natural, but we still have to go through all the steps, right? And also she doesn't want to, she said, I don't want to look like too made up, but we still have to, I will teach you tonight all the steps that you need to actually learn to do the makeup. If you guys have any questions, write them down. I'm sure that you guys are going to have maybe questions about how do you, like, do this, or how do you approach the clients this way. I don't mind answering questions maybe at the end of the training. So we'll go from there, right? So the first thing I would do, well, if it's not a makeup for a wedding, she just said she wants makeup for maybe graduation. If it's a wedding, you would have to get a trial run, okay? Because I've done, in 13 years that I've been here, I've only done 2 weddings without a trial run, and one was good and one was not so good, because the bride was nervous. She wanted to, it was just not, a good setting where she was knew already what she wanted. And so I just didn't have a good experience. But so always get a trial run if you're doing makeup for a bride. That's like, yeah. So, but today she just said, you know, I just want to make up for graduation and something. I would always ask her, what are you wearing? You know, so like, so I can match usually what they're wearing. But today we're going to do a brown and black smoky eye that goes pretty much with anything, right? You agree with that? So it goes with any color. So you could have any color on and it still looks good. Or you can have also brown on and it still looks good. So it's awesome. So she already washed her face. We already moisturized. So the first thing you would do is sanitize your hands. Because that's what we do. So we use our sanitizer, right? So we sanitize our hands. And so I asked Morgan if she was okay that I would, you know, do her makeup without a mask on. But usually, you know, here in Oklahoma, it's at the discretion of the person that we do the makeup for. She, you know, you're okay then? Okay, perfect. And so anyway, but we have to be, you know, we have to be safe first. So sanitize my hands. The second step that I would do is apply a primer. So a primer that goes before the foundation. The reason why I apply a primer is because, so I use the one that we sell here at the studio. My studio here in town is called Transformation Studio Ardmore. And we sell our own makeup brand, which is another source of income that you guys can start. So this is our primer. It's called the Ultimate Primer, and it's silicone based, so as a it's very smooth. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to apply primer on her face. The reason why we use primer is because it helps the foundation stays longer, and it also helps the oil so it doesn't seep through. Okay, so she kind of stays fresh like for a long time. So that's what I'm going to do, primer. And I'm going, if you don't see me for a second, I'm just grabbing a brush. So this is the brush I'm going to apply the primer with. Put a little primer on my hand. I'm just going to apply on my face. Sorry if I talk a lot, but since there's not a lot of, you know, I can't tell if you guys want to ask questions. I'm just going to try and do this talk and kind of explain things as I go. Morgan, does this feel pretty good? It feels like soft.
Mm-hmm. Feels light.
Feels light. Good. Yeah. So I'm just interviewing Morgan here. Okay, so we did the foundation primer. The second thing that I would ask the clients is, do they have dry skin? Do they have oily skin? That is super important, because if you would apply a foundation that is the wrong skin type, it would either fall off from their face or be too dry, right? So I know Morgan has like pretty dry skin. She runs track, and so she's under the sun a lot. And so I would use a foundation for her that is more for dry skin, okay? Like I said, if your client has oily skin, don't use the one for dry skin. Otherwise, it won't, you know, it won't help. So the foundation that we use here at the studio, it's called, it's Balanced. This is our foundation also. And the way that you match foundation on people, ready for this? You don't match foundation on here. This is way too light, okay? You always, if you turn your head this way, you always match the foundation to their neck. It's very important. So the foundation has to actually match the neck. A lot of people, some people actually have rosacea, which is where the skin is, it's red. And so obviously you couldn't match the foundation here, or you couldn't match the foundation to their actual face. That's why you always go to the neck. Also, some people, and tell me if I'm wrong, some people only tan their neck and they cover their face. right? So I have a lot of girls coming in and their face is 2 shades lighter than their neck. And so what do? Do I match their face or do I match their neck? So obviously I match the neck, right? Because they has to match the body. Makes sense. So if I want to know what shade Morgan is, I will swipe a couple of these on her cheekbone right here, and we'll see which one actually matches. Obviously, I already know because she's one of my clients, but we're gonna like fake it. So we're gonna like swatch it and see which one is lighter. So if I go off camera, it's because I'm just kind of like grabbing things. So sorry about that. And then I'm getting so the way you want to swipe the foundation is with Q-tips. So you're gonna take one Q-tip at a time, and you're gonna do number 1 color, number 2 color, number 3 color. And the color that actually disappears is the color that matches Morgan. So this is what we're gonna do. So number first, we're gonna put it up here, and she's gonna come closer to the camera so you guys can see. But you guys can see from there too. Look at that one. It's way too light. Now she looks a little bit like an Indian, you know, she has the stripe. Okay, so number 2, we're gonna put it under right here. And also you have to wait for the foundation to oxidize, which means that it comes in contact with the air and it changes color. And number 3 is this one. Now we're gonna wait for like a few seconds. I'm sure you guys can see. And if you come a little closer, Morgan, if that's okay with you. Okay, so this one is way too light. Do you guys see that one? This one is still too light. This one, if I pass my finger on it, it almost disappears. It looks like her skin. So the right one is the 3rd one. There you go. Thank you. Awesome. So let's see if we turn this way a little bit. Perfect. So this is what we're gonna do. So the way I apply foundation with a kabuki brush. Some people apply foundation with, let me see. Some people apply foundation with this brush, which is a flat brush. It is not wrong to apply foundation with this. The problem is that it will take you way longer to apply it. Also, this one gives a more of a uniform look. Another way that people apply foundation is with a sponge, which is also not wrong, but the sponge is gonna absorb a lot of foundation. You're going, actually with this brush, you're going to save about a bottle of foundation a year, which, I mean, and that's $30, right? $30, $35. And then some people also put on foundation with their fingers, which is, I mean, if your fingers are clean, it is not wrong, but I would only suggest for people to do that if they have dry skin and no oily, because otherwise you're just gonna spread all the oil around. It's gonna be great, right? Okay, so we're gonna take the foundation, and I'm just going to put it on. And see how fast that is? Like I'm almost done with a part of her face already. So like this. And she has such beautiful skin, like really, like you don't have to do much. Yeah, you're welcome. So I'm blessed that she's a model tonight, so I don't have to work so hard. Okay, so if you go a little closer, so they can see. Okay, this part has foundation. She's a little bit red because she runs all the time, and so if you turn this way, the other way, it matches the neck like perfect. If you turn the other way, just her skin tone is a little red just because she runs and she's under the sun a lot. So like sit down. So now we're gonna do the other side. So I'm sure that you guys, I don't know if you guys knew about the kabuki brush, but I'm telling you, it's like life-changing as far as like makeup, because it really truly helps so that it's fast. So, and make sure, you know, I'm sure, you know, people know, one of the things that you wear on your face has to have some type of sunscreen, okay? Because it really, we need to protect our skin when we're under the sun. So either your moisturizer or your foundation has to have sunscreen. Okay, so her foundation is on. It's even. She looks already gorgeous. So the next step that I would do is actually a little bit of cream contour, okay? I know a lot of people look on YouTube and Instagram and all of these people that do the crazy contour. So contour can be done in two ways. It can be done with powder only, or it can be done with creams, okay? The way I do it is that if somebody is doing, for example, pictures, I do a little bit of cream contour because it really truly just like shapes the face. And that is the way that you want to change people's features. Like if you have somebody that says, I want my chin to be smaller, I want my chin to be, or I don't want my forehead to be so big, you know, that's how you change people's features. She's super beautiful. We don't have to change any features, but we want to bring them out. And so this is what we're going to do. So with the contour for the cream, I use Anastasia foundation sticks. One is super dark, like super dark, okay? We're talking like dark. And then one is super light, like lighter than us. So like super light, so the lightest color. So one is called, I believe, Alabaster. So that's the lighter one. And then the darker one is called Espresso. So, and this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do contouring with this too. So when you do contour, it's the part where it's dark, okay? So anything that has, for example, if you're thinking, I know this is kind of creepy, but if you think of a skeleton, you would think of the parts that are empty. Those you wanna, in your face, those you want them to be dark. So like you have no bone right here, right? So you want that to be dark. You have no bone right here in the temple. And then you don't have a bone right here, so underneath. Anything that has a bone, you wanna highlight with the light. So this has a bone right here. And then you go down, it has a bone right here. And it has a bone, this is your cheekbone, right? And this is a bone right here. Morgan is like, I'm learning so much here. She might not even have to do a makeup class. This is her makeup class. So this is what we're gonna do. She's gonna look a little bit like a tiger at first, but then we blend it all together, okay? So let's start with the light. So the light, I usually do a Y, so like this way and then this way. This is where the light goes. And then under the nose, like on top of the nose. And on, if you turn this way, there's a cheekbone right here, and there's a bone over here too. And then if you turn the other way, there's a bone here, and there's a bone right there, right? And then I always like to highlight the Cupid's, what is it called? Say, Cupid's bone? Yeah. That's what it's called? I'm sorry. Sometimes like, you know, stuff like that, I have, you know, that part right here. I'm sure you guys are laughing right now. I know. Okay, so right here. And then we're gonna get the dark foundation stick, and we're gonna put it where there's not a bone. So it's like right here, and then if you turn this way, over here. Some people really want that like cut contour under right here, but it's a little harsh, so I'm just gonna leave it out. So, and then right here. And then she looks straight, I want to put a little bit up here. Not that she has a big forehead that we need to change anything. It's just, it's going to look better. Okay? So I want her to see what she looks like. Like a tiger. She said yes. Okay, so now I'm gonna take a foundation brush, and I only want to blend the part that it's light first, okay? So you wanna always work from light to dark. So we blend this part first. It's, if there's one word that I want you guys to learn tonight is blend. Blend, blend, you gotta blend until it's blended, okay? I see a lot of girls, unfortunately, they don't blend a lot, and they have, I'm sure you've seen that too, and they have like lines, and I'm like, no, blend your makeup. You know that girl that I'm at Walmart, and I'm like, I wanna take a brush and blend her. I'll be like, blend the makeup. No. You just, just make sure that you take your time to blend. Okay, so come this way. And we're blending this part. So, so everything is good and she can look straight. Then we're blending the forehead. Going down the nose. So this is like, it's kind of work of love, we really have to like make sure everything is blended and nice. I wish there would be a shortcut for this, but there's really not. You just have to like be patient. I know I'm not really good at being patient. I'm really bad, actually. I'm very impatient. What about you, Morgan? Are you impatient?
On some stuff, yeah.
You're like, I want it now. But on makeup, she can be patient. No, I'm just joking. Okay, so now, if you turn this way, we are going to blend the dark part. So the way I'm doing it, I'm really concentrating my brush in like one part where I'm blending. So I'm not doing this, okay? And I'm not blending like this, because if I would do this, everything would just blend together, right? Meaning, like all together. We wanted to actually keep it where I actually put it, making sure it's blended, yes, but not like, where I don't see my work, all my hard work that I'm doing. So you still want to keep it, so you want to blend it this way. You want to keep it where I put the color. In a second, I will show you closer up, because I know it's kind of hard to see on video. I wish that we could be together right now, but with this, with these circumstances, we have to like do what's best, right? Mm-hmm. And then we're gonna blend this way. So it's blending really good. And since I've done her makeup like last week, I'm like, oh yeah, I know exactly. So it's not, I would say, if you guys want to start learning makeup, it's definitely easier to do on yourself at first, so that you know more or less where things are, than doing it on other people. On other people, it's harder sometimes, just because everybody has a different face shape. That just comes with time. You kind of learn different techniques and, things like that. So we're blending still. I know. This is actually something I do that it would cost extra money if the day of, for example, of a wedding. This would take me 5 or 10 minutes longer, so I would have to charge extra for this step. Okay, so everything is blended. So if she goes closer to the light and you turn kind of this way, you can see the dark right here. And then you turn this way and you see the dark over here and the light. So, okay, sit down there. So So you can see kind of light and dark, obviously, but then when we do it with the powder, it's gonna be even more. So we're gonna like get the powder, the highlighter, and the contour in the powder at the end of the makeover to put on top of the other colors that we did with the cream. So now the next step is to set everything, okay? Because now you did all this work, right? You want to set it with powder. So I'm taking a big brush. So let me see if I have one right here. So we're using setting powder. So setting powder it can be pressed or it can be loose. And I'm using a big powder brush. So you wanna, anytime that you work with creams, you want to set it with some type of powder, because otherwise they're gonna move. Creams move on your face, but as soon as you set it, then they're good and they stay. So we're gonna put some setting powder on Morgan. I wish we would have like a music soundtrack of some. That would be fun. Okay, so we did setting powder. Perfect. Okay, so the next step that I do after this, I do eyebrows. Okay, so she has really pretty eyebrows already. They're a little light, which is, you know, like it's normal because she's blonde, right? So your blonde clients will have lighter eyebrows. But when you do a smoky eye, you really want to bring out the eyebrows because the eyebrows is the frame of your eye. And so if you frame your eyes with the eyebrows, it just looks better, okay? So on Morgan, I'm going to use a pencil. Let's see, right here. So this pencil right here is Smashbox, and it's in the color taupe, okay? Now, I already know, because Morgan is my client, she doesn't like really, really heavy eyebrows. She likes more like natural eyebrows. She said she has done her makeup before somewhere else, and she said they did her eyebrows really dark. And she was like, I didn't like that. So make sure that you know what your client wants. It's super important, okay? Because some people love the eyebrows. Some people love like dark, bam, you know, like on fleek. And some people like a little more like settled, and it's okay. Just don't do what you think you like, because it's usually the opposite of what your client likes. So just make sure that you do it like they want. So we're gonna, I'm gonna work with this pencil here, and I'm doing like small strokes. So like, I'm not like drawing like I'm drawing with a Sharpie. I'm literally like stroking like very tiny strokes, because it will mimic, yeah, it will just mimic like the hair of the eyebrow. So that's what I'm doing. And I'm just following her natural eyebrow shape. Now, I'm lucky because she has pretty eyebrows already. Sometimes you have clients that don't have an eyebrow shape, so you have to build it. But in this case, I chose the right model, so she has pretty eyebrows. So I'm just like literally like just doing small strokes with the pencil. And when I go here at the end of the eyebrow, I flick the pencil a little bit so that it gives it that that kind of a sharp look. And then I take, so this eyebrow pencil, most eyebrow pencil come with a little spoolie thingy. And so all you do is just brush the color in. That's it, you know, it's pretty easy, but Morgan likes, usually eyebrows have to be the same color. Listen to this is important. Have to be the same color as somebody's roots. So not the color of the actual hair, because some people have different colors, right? But actually the color of your roots. And that's why it looks good. So now I'm gonna show Morgan, I'm gonna be like, do you like how that's fine?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Okay, and if you can step and you can show them. So this is the eyebrow that's done, and this is the eyebrow that it's not done yet. So this one is definitely more, if you turn this way, it's definitely more precise. Okay, so I'm gonna do the other one. I'm gonna drink some water. Okay, so now I have to come this way. Sorry, guys. Yeah, you can still see me. Okay. So small strokes. I always tell people, if you have to rush your eyebrows, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do the McDonald's sign. No, we don't do that. Don't rush the eyebrows. Right? Yeah. Because I see some people sometimes, you know, like they rush their eyebrows and they don't look good, you know. So like make sure that you like either have the time to do it or you don't, or you can skip this. Now, if you're going somewhere really fancy, you want to do your eyebrows, but you have to take the time. Actually, I have a secret to tell you guys. My eyebrows are microbladed, but I still have to, like, you know, go in and fill in where the microblade is not, you know, filled. The reason why I microbladed my eyebrows is because in the 90s, I'm sure you guys remember, the pencil brows were in, and they were super tiny, and I did that. I shaved my eyebrows, and they never grew the same. So I went and did my shape with the microblading, which is a tattoo pretty much. And then now I just kind of trace them in, but it would take me like literally 20 minutes to do my eyebrows. So that saves me 20 minutes. And in those 20 minutes, usually my kids always get in trouble because I have 4. So it really saved me a lot of time by microblading my eyebrows. It's not for everybody. I have to tell the truth, it does hurt. Actually, it hurts really bad. Some people use a numbing cream when they microblade your eyebrows, but even with a numbing cream, I thought that it was kind of painful. So, but it was worth every penny, and I would do it again because it saves me 20 minutes a day doing my eyebrows. I'm not crazy, right? Okay, we're almost done. I know this is kind of a long step because you have to be patient with these eyebrows, but we can't rush eyebrows, okay? It's just one of those rules. Makeup is definitely more of work of patience. Whenever I do face painting, we do 5-minute faces. Kids love it, throw some glitter, bye, you know. But with makeup, you actually have to, you know, take your time and know what you're doing and all of that. Not that I don't know what I'm doing with face painting, but it's definitely more like, you know, like by the minute. You want to be Batman? Sure, let's do this. You know, but I can't really transform Morgan in Batman. She'd be like really mad at me. She wants to be a princess. She doesn't want to be Batman. Right? Now I have to say, there's no glitter that fixes a bad makeup work. But when you do face painting, glitter fixes everything, 90%. You can throw some glitter and those kids are happy. They're like, I love it. Okay. All right, so we did eyebrows. Yay, I love that. Okay, so the next step is to do eyeshadow. Okay, so eyeshadow is probably like 90% of your makeover, okay? Because people want their eyes to stand out. You can do beautiful lips, but if you do terrible eyes, it's not gonna work. So let me drink a little bit more. So the next step when you do eyeshadow, you want to use an eyeshadow primer. This is probably, so remember I said the first rule is to blend? Well, this is the second main rule, okay? You need to use eyeshadow primer. If you don't use primer, it's probably gonna, like the eyeshadow is not gonna stay, okay? So like you want to use primer for the face, you wanna use primer for the eyes. So we use our primer, which is our primer that we use at the studio here. And it's amazing the difference that it makes, okay? So all we do is open it kind of has a consistency of like it's creamy, so that it makes the powder sticks to it. So it doesn't make sense. So it's creamy, so the powder sticks. And it looks a little bit like concealer. I don't know if this is too bright. Okay, like right here. It kind of looks like concealer. So all I do is literally just put it a little bit in both eyes, and that it will make her makeup stay like all day. I even have brides that call me the day after and say, oh my gosh, my makeup is still on. I'm like, you haven't washed your face? Like, seriously? Wash your face. I'm just joking. Okay, so just a little bit. So I use my ring finger and I just put on just a little bit of primer. Make sure it's blended, because that's the word, right? Yeah. And it looks pretty much like she has concealer on her eyes, but it's actually primer. Some people actually do use concealer for eyeshadow primer, and it's okay too, but it's not really meant to be on the eyelid. But instead, this is actually meant to be on the eyelid. Another thing that it's the reason why people use primer is because in Oklahoma, I'm sure that in other states too, but we have lots of allergies, allergy season. And so a lot of people like rub their eyes and, you know, you don't remember you have makeup on, right? And so with this, you can, I mean, if you would rub your eyes one time, it's not gonna come off. But if you don't have primer on, it's over. Like, sorry, you have to reschedule your makeup because it comes all right off. So on Morgan, we are gonna do these colors because she loves like the earthy tones and all of that. So this is one of my palettes. This is called Romance, I believe. And it has pinks and these pretty browns right here. Most people think, how am I gonna use that color right there? It's almost like a red, right? But if you use it as a intermediate color, so not actually the main color, it's super beautiful, but you actually have to know how to use it, right? So before we do this, let me show you a little bit the brushes that we're going to use, because brushes is pretty much like 99% of your work. You can be really good at it, but if you have one of those things that come in the little girls' toys makeup, it's not going to work. So you have to have good brushes, okay? So these are some of the brushes I use. Obviously, I have 50 million brushes. I really do. But I only will show you the brushes that you actually need, okay? So don't judge me, because like if you even look in the background, I have like 10 million brushes. Obviously, I'm a makeup artist, right? But really, to do good makeup, you only need like 5 eyeshadow brushes, okay? Just 5. The first brush, I call it a number 1. The reason why, when you go to the store, you can always find a brush like this. And I call it a number 1 because this brush goes in the number 1 position, which is on your eyelid, okay? So number 1 position on your eyelid. The brush is like this. Let me show you with my hand behind it so you can see it. So it's flat, but it's actually fluffy, okay? And this brush, since it's flat, it's good for tapping, okay? So you tap, tap, tap like this. This is not a good brush to go back and forth, okay? This is a good brush to tap. Second brush, this is a crease brush. So a crease brush is round, so it's not flat, and has a dome shape. Okay, so this brush is good to go back and forth. So back and forth like this. And it goes in the crease. So these are number 1 brush, number 2 brush. Number 3 brush. Number 3 brush is this one. This is a precision brush. So this brush looks like a pencil. And this brush is good for dark colors. So you would only go right here and you would only use it as a triangle shape to do a smoky eye, something like that, you know? What would happen if I use this brush, the huge one with a dark color? Yes, she would look like she has a black eye. it would be bad. So you want to use this brush for dark colors that has more like precision. You know exactly where to put it. Then you want to, another brush that you want to use. Let's see if I can find it. I thought I had all my brushes taken. Oh, there you go. This brush right here. So this brush is short and stubby. So let me put the other brushes down. I wish I would have more than two hands, but I don't. Okay, so this brush is short and stubby like this. And this brush is good for under the eye. So under right here, okay? Yeah, and most people don't own a brush like this. Just because it's something that you wouldn't think about. You know, usually they sell the other brushes, but this one is something that you're like, oh, I guess I need a brush like that? Yes, you do. So there's 4 brushes, okay? So these are the brushes that you actually need. Another brush that's good to have is an angle brush. So like this. And this brush is good for like your eyebrows. And if you want to use like one of those pots from like Anastasia, but don't worry. So like an angle brush is good for that. Let me see if there's another brush that you actually have to have. No, this is good. So 4 brushes really. So number 1 brush, flat, and you tap with it. Tap, tap, tap. Number 2 brush, you go back and forth. Number 3 brush, this one is a brush for like a, you know, just for the corner, for smoky eyes. And number 4 brush, this is a brush, a short and stubby brush. This one is for under the eye, okay? So these are the 4 brushes you need. So not too bad, right? Okay, so now we're gonna do eyeshadow, woohoo! Okay, so we're gonna use these colors, pretty. So you always want to, so she has beautiful eyes, like hazel, green hazel eyes. You always wanna use a middle color for the crease, okay? So and it has to be a matte color, not sparkly. Some people use sparkly colors on the crease, it just doesn't work, okay? And then for the lid, you can use a sparkly color. So like this color is more like sparkly. I don't know if you guys see. Let me see. It's like I wish that it wouldn't be so like washed out, but it's like a pretty like silver color. And we'll go from there. So on the lid, we're gonna use a sparkly color. On the crease, we're gonna use a matte color, okay? Like one of these two, okay? So could you hold this for me? Thank you. Okay, so remember the brushes. Number 1 brush, this one is a number 1, okay? So it goes in the number 1 position, which is on the eyelid. And we're gonna use this sparkly color right here. So, it's so pretty and so sparkly. I hope you have somewhere to go tonight.
I'll find somewhere to go.
Ah, she's going somewhere. Yay. She said, I'll find somewhere to go. So everything is kind of still closed here, right?
Yeah.
They
close early usually now.
Yeah. But we just hope that it comes back to normal type of thing, right? Okay. Then, okay, so you put this down. So if you can close your eyes, you can see it. Okay, so that's the pretty silver color. So now we're gonna I'm taking a color that actually is not in the palette, and it's just white. It's just not in the palette. And I'm taking the same brush, I'm putting a little bit under the eyebrow. This is called eyebrow lift. So it gives that impression that the eyebrow is lifted. And I'm gonna, in a second, she can come closer so you guys can see. Okay, so just a little bit under the eyebrow. Maybe you guys can go eat out or something. What do you think?
Yeah.
It's always about the food. Always about the food. Because really there's nowhere else here in town that you can go besides Walmart. It's still about the food though. Okay. Okay, we put a little bit of that color white right here in the corner of the eye because it opens the eye. So far we only have two colors, okay? We have the sparkly color and we have the white under the eyebrow, okay? And we are done with the number one. Bye-bye, number one. We don't want you anymore. Okay, can you pull a little closer? I know there's my emails coming through, I'm sorry. Ah, come on, go away. Okay, so if you can back out just a little bit. Okay, right here. Okay, so she has the sparkly and she has just a white color under the eyebrow. All right, thank you, Morgan. She's such a good model. Yeah. Okay, so now what? We're done with the number one. So now number two, right? So number two brush is the brush that goes in the crease, is the brush with the dome shape. And so we're gonna take one of these pretty colors. I would say let's go with this one. It's kind of like it has a little bit of a earthy tone. It's gonna be pretty anyway. So okay, so just hold that for me. And we are going to raise the eyebrow. This is really important, okay? So you want to raise the eyebrow and I want to go back and forth. So just back and forth with this pretty color. I take a little bit more. Do you see that I kind of like do this so that the extra pigment goes down? So I don't want any pigment to fall on her. If any pigment falls, there's also a way to fix that. But if I can avoid that while I'm doing it, it's always better. So we go this way. And this is also a work of patience, which I don't have. It's so funny because other things in my life, I don't have any patience, but I have patience with makeup. So I'm not really sure. When people tell me, you know, can you do murals or can you do, I don't know, like, can you paint like this like huge room? I'm like, I can't do that. I don't have the patience. Okay, so now we do the other one. But then for makeup and stuff, so my friend Carl is actually in the same call and he's a body painter. And you know, we can paint a body for like 8 or 10 hours and we're fine. But then you ask me to paint a wall and I'm like, no way, I don't want to paint a wall. We just want who we paint to actually talk back. That's exactly right. We just want it to be alive. Right?
Yes.
We want human interaction. That's exactly what I wanted. Because I did do a wall at one point and it was so boring. I was like, what am I even doing here? Like I had my music on and stuff and still, I couldn't do it. I was like, you need to, you know, I was talking to the wall and thinking that I was crazy or something. And I said, no more. I might do that for my kids' rooms, but that's about it, you know. Some people really enjoy that. I know a lot of people that enjoy that. I'm still working with that color. Still doing patience. I know. I'm doing back and forth in this beautiful crease of Morgan's. Okay, so now you want to make sure that they're the same. That's the other thing. You want them to match. Lots of people have a hard time with that because they think, oh my gosh, it has to be all like the same. I mean, obviously, you always say that your eyebrows are sisters, not twins, but you want it to look like the same, obviously, because the eyes, because I say mine were, before I did the microblading, were more like far cousins or something. It was bad. Like 3rd grade cousins or something, right? Not even, maybe like friends, but really like not even related. That's funny. Okay, so now she can come a little closer, not too close because it kind of blows it. Okay, close your eyes. Yes. Okay, so just turn this way a little bit. Yes, and turn the other way. Awesome. I'm sure you guys can see the crease and stuff. Awesome. So at this part of the makeover, I actually do eyeliner. Okay, so let me get the eyeliner. I thought that I had my eyeliner pulled out. Oh, right here. Okay. So lots of people always ask me this. When I use liner that on a client, how do you sanitize it? So I always sanitize it with alcohol. And this particular eyeliner that we sell doesn't dry out. I know that lots of other eyeliners, it would dry out, but I actually open it, and it has two tips, a small tip and a big tip, and I just sanitize it before and then I make sure that it's like good and clean, close it and shake it, making sure that everything is good. And I make it dry for a little bit so that it's not like wet, but it cleans it pretty much. It just cleans all the goodies and stuff. And if you like let it dry out just a little bit, it's totally fine. So now see, it still draws, still good. So okay, let's close your eyes. So when I do eyeliner, there's a couple of tricks that I use. So you always want to stay, first of all, you have to practice. Okay, this is no kind of, how do you say, like some people are like, oh, I take your class and I can do it right away. Well, I'm glad for them, but most of the time you just have to practice until you get it. Okay, but what I do is this. I point the eyeliner to the nose first, and I keep it really flat. Okay, so it's super flat, and I only trace her natural eye shape first. Okay, now when I get to that point, I turn the eyeliner, I point it at the eyebrow, and I go down. Okay, and that makes the perfect cat eye. So instead of going up forever, I actually just turn the eyeliner, and now she has a cat eye. So if you go closer to the camera and maybe turn this way, she has pretty beautiful cat eye, and she can see on the mirror because I took her away. So
yeah, that is really good.
Right, it's pretty, right? Thank you. She's my cheerleader. She's like, it's really good, yay. Okay. So we do this other side. Again, the eyeliner points at her nose first, and then I'm gonna go super, super close to her lash line. And then I turn it, and then I point it at the eyebrow and I go down. And that, I mean, it is absolutely a life-saving thing. And then go, if you can look this way, wait, so look straight, but your eyes look this way, thank you. And that way I can get this little corner right there. Awesome. Close your eyes. Beautiful. Okay, now she has a cat eye that everybody wants. Everybody wants the cat eye. Actually, not everybody wants the cat eye. Sometimes I have clients that don't want it, and that's okay. That's why you have to talk with your clients. You're like, what do you want? You know, some people, I have a funny story. This lady was like, I want to be super natural. I said, okay, sounds good. Did you save any pictures of like your inspiration? She said, yes, let me show you. She showed me a picture of Kim Kardashian. And I was like, that's not super natural. And she had a smoky eye on. And I said, what do you see that is natural in this picture? And so she said, well, she looks really pretty. I'm like, she does, but it's not natural makeup. You know what I mean? It was fun. So it all depends on people perception of what they think it's natural. Okay, so that's why you have to talk with your client, you know. Now I took another palette because now I want to add, so if you go a little closer they can see. Close your eyes. So right now she has the sparkly, and then she has the white, and then she has the brown. Okay, so now I'm gonna do a smoky eye. So we are done with number 2 brush. Where is it? It's right here. So this is really satisfying. So we're gonna do this. Bye bye. I'm gonna clean it later, don't worry. Now we're gonna take number 3 brush. This one is the pencil brush, and we're gonna take a darker color. So we're gonna take, let's say, this gray color mixed a little bit with the black, okay? We're going to make sure that you do this, okay? Because all of this extra, it would be bad under the eye, okay? So you want to like tap it and make sure you tap it. And then we're gonna, if you close your eyes, we're gonna do a little triangle right here. So I am positioning the brush and I am going to draw this triangle right there, but you want to make sure that you blend. Yep, you blend. You gotta blend. Blend, blend, blend. And you know, I picked up some of that gray color, but really you would think that it would be super dark, but it's not. It's just enough, you know, to transform a day look to a night look. So the first 2 eyeshadows that would have been a perfect day look, and this one we're transforming into a smoky eye. Like if she goes out at night, I know she's like, you know, partying and stuff. Morgan's like, I wish there's nothing to do in this town, right?
Yeah,
Nothing. Sad. She's beautiful and young. She should go and out and stuff, right? So I grew up in Italy, and we back then, you know, like we just kind of met at the square, and we would just, you know, go places and stuff. And here, there's not even a place where you can meet. Like people meet at Walmart. I'm like, no. Like, where are these young people going? Okay, so now let me get another. I want to get another number 2 brush, because I thought I was done with it, but I actually want to blend these 2 colors together a little bit more. So I take another number 2 and just kind of blend them together, making sure everything is good. Okay, so if you can go closer, they can see. So, ooh, see that? Ooh, look at that. Turn this way. Like now it has dimension. So it has the light and the dark and the middle tone. Awesome. Thank you so much, Morgan. Here's that so you can see.
That's really good.
Isn't it cool? It's like a smoke. Yeah. It's a little bit darker than what we did last time. Good. Thank you. Okay, so now we're done. I promise now we're done with a number 2. No more of that. So now we take a number 3 brush, sorry, 4. And this one is the stubby brush. And we're going to use maybe this brown color right here. And we're going to put it under the eye. So open your eyes. And this is kind of a part where, you know, make sure that you stay really light, because it's under the eye. People don't like that, you know. She's being a champ right now, but it's not very pleasant. You know. So the reason why I'm using eyeshadow instead of using a pencil is because I like more the feathered look, instead of like if you use a pencil, it's like super like defined, and some people like that, but I feel that the eyeshadow gives it more of and she knows that. She told me, she's like, I like it more like settled, not like super dark. That's why she's like, yeah, yep. Very true, very true. And like I said, some people like that, you know, and I'm just, yeah, whatever. What floats your boat, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so now we're gonna do mascara. So this is pretty much, we used 4 colors on, I mean, let me count, 1, 2, 3, 4, actually 5. So this is a 5-color eyeshadow. So now we are gonna give Morgan some mascara. Actually, I'm gonna do it, but what I do is that I use one mascara, but you have to use one of these disposable ones, obviously. This mascara has never been used on anybody else, and we only use it with disposable ones that we throw away. So close your eyes. So, Kelly, how much more time do I have?
Well, it's been an hour.
Okay. So, so it's been an hour almost?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I'm going to finish. I didn't know if I had time to do fake eyelashes or.
Yeah, you
So
can if you want to.
Okay. I think I'm gonna go ahead and finish the contouring, and maybe we can do an advanced class for those that want it, and we can do like fake eyelashes and other things.
Okay.
So I'm gonna finish the whole look since we already started that. Thank you, Kelly. Awesome. All right, beautiful. Okay, so now we're gonna take some of this, we're gonna take some of the foundation that I used, and I'm gonna open your eyes. We're gonna clean up underneath her eyes. So this is a step that you want to do because, you know, some of the eyeshadow might have fallen underneath. You just have to make sure that if you use that, remember, if you use a cream, you wanna always use setting powder afterwards. So I'm using a cream right now, and you always want to set it with a setting powder after I'm done with this. So making sure everything is good, beautiful. So there's a little spot right here. If you look this way, the eyeliner wasn't quite finished. Thank you. Okay, so now we have to set it with a powder, like I was telling you. So we have to set it. So we're gonna set it. Look up. Perfect. Beautiful. Okay, so now I'm gonna finish the contour real quick. So now we're gonna do contour with powders. So this is the highlighter, and I'm using a brush like this, which is kind of fluffy. And we're gonna put it, this is the light color, so we're gonna put it on the light part. So this is where's the light part, right here, there's a bone, right? We're gonna put some right here. We're gonna put some of her on her nose because that's where the sun, that's where the sun would hit if you go outside, okay? So on the nose right there. We are gonna put some right here on the Cupid's bone. I think that's what it's called. Again, I'm still not 100% sure. We're gonna put right there, some right there. And I really like it because it's sparkly. And right here. Awesome. So now we're gonna take a bronzer and we're gonna do the dark parts. So now, since the parts are already dark, right? So we don't want to like put a lot on it. So if you turn this way, just want to put a little bit on it because otherwise it would be way too dark. And again, some clients will tell you, I don't want any blush or I want a lot of bronzer. You just have to listen to what they say. If you can look that way. And we'll put a little bit under right here. If you can look this way now, perfect. We'll put on tops a little bit. So now she's ready to go out. Now she has to go out. It's not an option anymore, right?
True.
Okay, so now we're gonna finish the cheeks. So this is also one of the products we sell. It's a palette that has three colors. So a highlighter, a bronzer, and a blush. And I'm using a blush brush, and smile for me. So I make my clients smile, so I know exactly where to put the blush, because the blush should only go here in the apples of the cheeks. And since she's already has a beautiful, like her skin is beautiful, so she doesn't need a lot of blush. You know, and there's a lot of people that don't like a lot of blush. But if she would have gone and take pictures, actually she would need more blush. Every photographer that I talk to always says, bump up the blush, more blush, because they don't want to Photoshop it. They want you to do it. Okay, so now we're just gonna put a little lip gloss on. I'm gonna use this pretty like pink color. It's super beautiful. And I'm going to this lip gloss. She doesn't need, since her eyes are already kind of dark and we played a lot with them, she only needs a little bit of gloss as far as lips. She doesn't need much. If you can. Too bad that it's night. You could have worn it all day if it was morning, right? It's okay. We'll do it next time. Okay. Okay, so one last step. We need to set everything with makeup spray, with setting spray. This is a step that you can't miss if it's a bride or somebody that has to like really wear all day. So we are going to set it. Do that again. Okay, perfect. Close your eyes. And let me fix this. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna show Morgan.
Oh wow, it's really pretty.
You like it?
Yes, very good.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
It's so good.
If you can go a little closer so you can see. So close your eyes and maybe turn this way a little bit. And then turn the other way. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.